Nandri, sorry, I have to start the other way around. Vanakkam, and it's a great pleasure for Dr. Sampath to ask me to address you today. As he said, my name is Deva Purnasamy, born in Durban in South Africa, and like some of our previous speakers today, the son of an indentured laborer. My father arrived in South Africa at the age of 10 and had to go to work immediately to bring up a family of his sisters who were much younger than him. I only say that by way of introduction is to show that the spirit that our forefathers showed when they went to the various cane fields, particularly cane fields, because we had the Guyanese Prime Minister here, Fiji, South Africa, all the countries that had cane, the indentured laborers were taken over to those countries. But although they had very difficult upbringings, they soon succeeded and made something of their lives, and then the generations that followed. And I'm a fine example standing here now talking to you as a son of a laborer of yesteryear. But the talk today is the power of networking through chambers and professional organizations. I personally I was a member of the board of the London Chamber of Commerce and was vice president of the Croydon Chamber and chairman of the Croydon Business. I was vice president of the Labour Party's Finance and Industry in Westminster, and more importantly in terms of networking, I was chairman of the Africa Centre in London. The reason I give you these examples is just to show the power there is in networking and professional organizations. There is nothing better than you as businessmen and women can do than to join these organizations, because they give you such a big network that you can interact with both locally and internationally. I say internationally because I have a vested interest in promoting Africa, which is the country of my birth, continent of my birth. Now, Africa, as some of you may know, has there's over 54 trading nations, and the World Bank recently announced that they were the fastest growing continent in the world. And when you try and correlate that with India, which is where we are today, India has one of the fastest growing economies, so you could see there is a positive correlation that should be between those two. And so those of you who are sitting in the audience and businessmen and women, try and take advantage of that. Africa has enormous opportunities in terms of trading relationships. And I can see Mr. Logi Naidu there shaking his head in approval. So do take a chance, try and grasp that. We came here from, all parts of the world to this conference for that very reason, not only to interact, meet, listen to other more experienced people than ourselves, leaders, but also to see what you personally can get out of this as well. And I hope when you leave, you would probably feel, yes, it was worth going to the conference because I met person A, B, C, D, or I met company X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to follow that up when I get back to my respective countries. So do take advantage of that, because there's nothing that's better than trying to promote yourselves through an organization, because as an individual, you can do so much, but trying to belong to a group, you can do so much more. And you should take advantage of that. But whilst you're doing that, don't also forget that whilst you're networking through these various organizations, you have a corporate social responsibility as well. And it's very, very important as business people to bear that in mind, that you also, you might be a business person, but there is a community out there that might do with your assistance. And always try and bear that in mind. Not everybody's been fortunate as you are. There may be less fortunate people, and you can give a helping hand to those. In terms of networking, I came to the conference with a particular brief in looking at the mining industry and the housing market. So if there's any of you in the audience or either in the mining industry or related to the mining industry or the housing industry, I'd be very happy to talk to you after that. But I know we've had several people here from different parts of the countries, so try and take advantage of that, because there are still some of us still here. And you could try and meet with them and see what you can get out of it in the exchange. Professional bodies are all around the world, and chambers of commerce are all around the world, and it's very good. You only have to go on the internet or Google and what have you, and find something that might be of interest to you, or a product that you might be interested in. You can find it in either in your own country or countries abroad. So try and use the network. We're in an age now where we are dominated by the IT, and make maximum use of it, because it's a great asset to the business world, is the use of IT today. So if it's any help at all in a minor way, is to inspire you to try and belong to organizations, I hope will serve that purpose. In the London Chamber of Commerce, we had a subgroup called the Asian Business Association, ABA, and we had 1,400 members of Asian companies that belonged to that organization. And that was such an enormous opportunity for us, even just within the Asian community. It was such a wide range. The Tatars were members. There are several in the Hinduja brothers were members, and you had this opportunity of meeting multinational Indian companies. So, I'm sure even at your local level here, you may well have that opportunity as well. So take advantage of the professional organizations that's available to you and make best use of it, but do inspire yourselves, because the only person that could help you in the first instance is yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, you're going to be struggling. Nelson Mandela, the great South African president, as you know, he always had a lovely expression, and I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to meet with him on a one-to-one on a few occasions, fortunately through the help of his secretary. And he always, some of you may have read his book, and one lovely line in there is, don't dream it if you can't achieve it. And that's a very powerful message. Don't dream it if you can't achieve it. So I'm sure you all have dreams, so go out there and try and get those dreams achieved. I'm very pleased today. I have a nephew of mine here today, Maynard, and I had two nephew and a grandnephew yesterday, but I only say that because he said, although I started off by saying my father was an indentured laborer, look what happened since. We all grew and moved on and made something of our lives. And I'm sure all of you in the audience will do likewise. Best of luck for the future, and I hope you all succeed in your businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Devapundusamy. You've given a wonderful experience to know about more on networking to our audience. Networking is so important, but the Sivam Operar told the networking not only to meeting one day, to cultivating and developing and maintaining is very important. Then only you can go further for achieve the goal. That is a very good suggestion. So I'm suggesting for our delegates and participants, this is an opportunity to strengthen your relationship and friendship through this conference, through this networking activities. We're networking not only to attending conference, meeting at tea time, meeting at lunch time, meeting at dinner time, all is needed. Whenever you go to any conference, print your business card to exchange your business card. Apart from that, take a short note about your proposals or your projects, and also you can cultivate the people to know about your activities and business proposal to get some knot to go further. I'm very happy to all the participants and also all the speakers. Given a wonderful short note in this session. We will see in the next conference the similar session. Thank you, one and all.
Now, I take this opportunity to call the chairman of Lee Royal Meridian Group, Dr. Parni G. Periyasamy, to honor our speakers and the chairman. Sir, please on the stage. முதலாவதாக வேர்ல்ட் தமிழ்ஸ் எக்கனாமிக் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் இன் கான்வெனர் அண்ட் இந்த செஷனுடைய தலைவர் டாக்டர் விஆர்எஸ் சம்பத் அவர்கள். நன்றி சார். சவுத் ஆப்பிரிக்கா தமிழ் சேம்பர் ஆஃப் காமர்ஸின் பிரசிடென்ட் திரு பிரகி பிள்ளை அவர்கள். தமிழ்நாடு டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட் ஸ்டாஃப் ஃபெடரேஷனின் ஸ்டேட் ட்ரெஷரர் மற்றும் சட்டக்கதிர் பத்திரிகையின் மொழிபெயர்ப்பாளர் திரு சம்பத் அவர்கள். நன்றி. அமெரிக்காவிலிருந்து வருகை தந்துள்ள எடிஃபை டெக்னாலஜிஸ்ட் மிஸ்டர் சிவ மூப்பனார் அவர்கள். தமிழக வணிகர் சம்மேளனத்தின் நிறுவனர் மரியாதைக்குரிய வரதன் ஆறுமுகம் அவர்கள். The Marketing Director of Southern Marketing Services, Mr. Deva Ponnasamy அவர்கள். So, Mr. Parni sir, you should be the center of attraction for this photo. Once again, I'd like to thank all the speakers and our chairman. Thank you so much.